Hello, and are you feeling overwhelmed by rising costs, economic uncertainty, and the pressure of running a business? You're not alone. But here's the good news: 2025 doesn't have to be about just surviving. Today, we are building the ultimate entrepreneur's survival kit, packed with practical tools to help you thrive. Let's dive in. Hello and welcome to the Inspired Entrepreneur podcast, where we share strategies to help you thrive, even in challenging times. I'm your host, Greg Piskzup, and like many of you, I felt the weight of economic uncertainty. As a business owner, I know firsthand how hard it can be to adapt to rising costs, changing markets, and constant demand for innovation. As if you don't innovate, you're staying behind and you're falling and you're breaking your piggy bank and essentially you're done. But here's the thing. Challenges create opportunities. And today I walk you through the key tools that I have that I have used and helped me and many others not just survive, but thrive. So during tough times, very important. Whether you're a seasoned entrepreneur or just starting out, this kit is for you. And we're going to start first off with finances. Because a strong financial foundation, it's a backbone of, any business. So what to do? Regularly review your expenses and cash flow. I've mentioned this on the previous podcast, but I cannot stress how important this is. Remember, if it seems too simple, probably you're not doing it just yet because your excuse is, oh, this is just too straightforward and too simple. But I'll tell you about my case. I once found that I was paying, for subscriptions and tools, online tools I haven't used in months. It was like discovering free money. Honestly, it's a compounding effect. There is a £7 here, £14 there, and £3.99 somewhere else from another account. So combining all of that, it compounds into a massive amount of money on a monthly and actually annually basis. So that's why it is important to look into it. Use digital tools like Xero or QuickBooks. They have upped their games massively. I've been using both for years, and now we are using Xero. But before I grow my company, I used QuickBooks when I was just on my own. But to track spending and identify unnecessary costs, you will see clearly a breakdown. Most of the business bank accounts actually allow you to see where your monies are going. And you can quickly even, sort all of your spending by different categories to quickly identify all of those subscription-based services. This week, you have to set aside just 1 hour to review last 3 months of expenses. Highlight everything and anything you don't need and cancel immediately. Even small savings, adds up. What I'm doing recently, I've been paying for my mobile phone and I've been paying for $7.99 for an Apple Watch contract. And I'm telling you, it's not even working the way I want it, but I haven't cancelled it. And it was like that for months before I actually realized, oh God, that actually is, that's adds up to a substantial amount over months and years. And I don't use it. I don't need it. Let's cancel it. And that's what it is. Just a simple thing like that, it's £100. So that's what you have to do. Review everything that you do and just streamline it, because that's what a clever entrepreneur is doing right now to get ready for 2025. The second tool in your kit is about saving time and working smarter, not harder. What to do? Automate repetitive tasks using tools like Zapier or Trello or Monday.com. I'm using the latter one, and I found it amazing, time saving. But imagine setting up a system where the leads automatically go in your email lists. It saves hours and keeps you organized. And invest in a digital marketing tools like Canva or Hotsuite to streamline the content creation and scheduling. Most of these apps and many more have all the fancy AI built into them. So if you struggle to create the content or not sure what to do for your next marketing post, they will overload you with ideas for your business, what to do, how to interact with your clients, because that is super important, interacting with your clients. So pick one task you do daily that could be automated. Research a tool to handle it and set it up, this week. You have to do it this week. It's all about the execution. That's time you can spend on growing your business. And that's exactly what it is. As an entrepreneur, you're going to invest your time back into business. But you can't do it in the first place because you're busy doing all the repetitive tasks. And since we put everything that we could, and it's been able to be delegated to our virtual assistant, which is another point you should be reconsidering. I know a number of VA providers. If you struggle to find someone reputable and worth the recommendation, please reach out. I'm more than happy, recommending a right VA services for you. Virtual assistants. We use it. We're currently been using it for 3 years in total, and can't recommend enough how much time it saved me, my partner, and how much it helped build our business. So a strong team is your greatest asset, during this challenging times, and especially looking out for 2025. So what you can do is communicate openly with your team about challenges and goals. Can't stress it enough. Transparency builds trust, and a united team can achieve anything. And it doesn't matter how hard it is in a business. And last year, I thought I can't just be coming to my team and telling them about all the struggles. They might get worried about the business and leave. And all of those limiting beliefs in my mind was holding me up to go and actually speak to the team and let them know how it is and what are we, what challenges do we have. It was eye-opening when my team started giving me feedback, and I understood that, oh God, this is something they also consider, and these parts, it just opened up a whole array of possibilities, and I'm like, oh wow, potentially, if I do simple changes, I can be exposed to all of those clients. Amazing. So transparency builds trust, and your team will be united like never before. As an action from this team, meetings and all of the agendas that you're going to share with your team, what you're doing, what are the objectives on your business journey for the next year, you will be able to delegate some of the tasks to your team members, as they will be a part of all of that process of objectives for the year. So focus on your strength and let know your team can handle. Just tell them, believing them that they can handle the rest, and you just focus on your strength. So your team will be able to deliver because they will understand clearly what you want to achieve in your business for the next year. And just take the game 1 year at a time. Don't try to overestimate what you can do over the next 5-10 years. Just focus on today's game and play the game. Delegation. So I used to do it all the time. I used to do everything. I used to worry about handling the little things and all of those repetitive tasks, and I got burnt out because I thought, look, no one else can deliver better than me. And I always thought, I don't want to give people the little things. I need to be in control, and the control was burning me out completely. So that delegation changed everything. There will be mistakes, of course, because they are not you and you are not them. But when you when you get over those mistakes, the beautiful times are waiting ahead of you. So stay tuned and do it this week. And this week, you have to identify just one task you've been holding on to that someone could do for you. Delegate it and free up your mental bandwidth. Just as simple as that. Next is your network. Is your safety and net and your launch pod. So imagine that, you're the rocket, and without a launch pod, you can't really, whatever that is, sorry, but you can't just start off into this space because there's just nothing there's no foundations, there's no solid ground. And how can you build your network? How can you build your new customers? How can you expand your business? How can you expand your mind and your beliefs if you do not have solid foundations, if you do not have that launch pad? So you think about attending an industry events or just online communities. If you don't know, if you are really been like working for the last couple of years in a small little office, hidden, no windows, no internet, government contract, and you don't know anything what's happening on the social media and in your area, reach out. I belong to amazing networking events, some of them in person, some of them online. I run networking events with two amazing other guys every second week. So just reach out. But during a tough time, one idea from my colleague helped me do a little thing. It's a 5% that I didn't know that helped me change my business, and it worked better than expected. And this is it. Sometimes we like preempty before we go to a networking event. Oh, I've seen it, I've done it, I've got the label. But actually, do you? Sometimes you may assume that you know everything they are talking on about during that event, but there will be a different twist. There will be a twist that you can really connect with. And if you implement those couple of percent in your life, in your business, it can change everything for you. That's why it is important to put some time aside for networking. Remember the rocket, the launch pod, very important. Trying to launch the rocket. Well, if Elon Musk wouldn't have the launch pad, that wouldn't work. Well, it didn't work for the sixth time, but that's for different reasons. Networking helps you collaborate with like-minded entrepreneurs to share resources and ideas. And I challenge you to connect with one new person this month. Just one new person. Whether it is an event or through LinkedIn. So let me tell you a story. It's an amazing story. I allowed myself, and this is it, I allowed myself to connect with one person I don't know through LinkedIn, as in, I am going to I get many emails on a daily basis from LinkedIn, people selling stuff, people want to engage, but I don't have time for everyone because I need to really focus where and how I spend my time. So I allowed for one person to meet with me on a LinkedIn, and I just arranged for a catch up. Believe me, I was actually doing work on site, and I was like, oh shoot, I forgot about this meeting, because it was before I had my diary block divided. So if I put blocks in my diary, and now I know when to take calls, when to schedule for meetings. So even before I was organized, I took this meeting regardless, and it was such an amazing person that saved on my next investment, saved me £12,000. That's how ridiculous and crazy this could be, and life-changing for you. And that person is stamp duty land tax expert. And shout out to you. I know who you are, and you know who you are. So thank you so much. And that could be for you. So do not underestimate networking. The most important tool in your kit is obviously your mindset and what to do. Practice gratitude daily. Oh my God, I can't stress it enough. How powerful the gratitude is. It shifts your focus from what's going wrong to what's going right. And if you just start doing it, create a routine that energizes you. For me, it's starting off my day with 10 minutes of mindfulness. I'm going downstairs, putting the fire on in the fireplace, and I know fire is an amazing thing. When you're looking at it, when it crackles, in the background, I love it. I'm using Brain FM and I'm listening to some music, some of it for light work, creativity, or just meditation. But that start with the mindfulness. I'm reviewing my just top 3 priorities, or even just one priority. I just set the tone for success for the rest of the day. I just focus on it, and then I let it go. Actually, I'll let it go because I can't just think about it and then go into one business meeting or whatever. I'll go see a client, go see my team. I just think about it, and I also think about positive outcomes. I don't think what could go wrong, what could not happen. I think about what could happen, what could go right, what if it works out. Start a gratitude journal today. Whether it is in the evening or in the morning, jot down the 3 things you're grateful for, no matter how small. I talked about it before many times. It is the secret. It's the secret everyone talks about, so it's so obvious that we ignore it. And because it feels a cliche, just going to thinking it positively is not going to change anything. Well, it's not going to change anything just like that. But it will, because it starts with you. And your mind makes it possible. And the moment you do, you make it possible physically in reality. So we've just built your entrepreneur survival kit for 2025. It's packed with tools to manage your finances, embrace technology, build a resilient team, and straighten your network, and even sharpen your mindset. But there is a thing. It's only useful if you use it. So pick one action from today's episode and commit to it. Small steps lead to big changes. And remember, you're not alone in this journey. We are all figuring this out together. So if this episode inspired you, let me know in the comments or share it with someone who could use it too. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you'll never miss an episode filled with actionable tips and inspiring stories. I want to say thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you next week. Have a great evening.